just over a yard away, and they're not thinking about a 50-yard field goal either. With Sandro DeAngelis, Wilbur will try and pin the Argos deep instead. Looks like a good kick, and on the fly, Owens looks for Crease. He might have one. That'll be horse collared down at the 18-yard line. Flag on the play, a 31-yard kick. Owens brings it back 9, and they'll tack on 15. Argo football when we come back. Mike Brown.
And this is why the rule was put in, because Chad Owens is injured because of the tackle from behind, and there's no question. And not only was he pulled back initially and then driven forward, either way it's a penalty this year. Last year you had to be pulled backwards. This year it doesn't matter. If you grab that collar from behind, you're going to get flagged, and Chad Owens injured because of that play.
Well, good to see Owens up. Of course, Kenyon Rambo 2 years ago against the BC Lions. But Owens has a little spring in his step. Now, I'm more of a gambler than you, but inside the 45, 3rd and a yard and a half.
I like the decision. I really do. I think you have the field position advantage right now if you're the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Now, that penalty takes them way out of that advantage, but you did have it.
As it turns out, it's a net of 11. And the Argos go to work. Boyd, and he is swamped again. You know, Suits, on the last Argo offensive play, as Boyd is shaken up as well. When Cleo Lemon fumbled, he faked to Boyd, and about 3 Ticats converged on him. And it's clearly he's a target. And Corey Boyd, who's already suffered 3 concussions this year, shaken up here, and will get attention. Stevie Baggs in on the stop.
Well, the Hamilton Tiger Cat front 7 are going to rally to 3 first, and that's their priority. Any team that plays the Argos understands that now. Now, Stevie Baggs from the backside wrestled Corey Boyd down from behind.
And Jamal Johnson was there as well. Working that left leg.
Leading rusher in the Canadian Football League. In the last 2 weeks, Corey Boyd has rushed for 276 yards, an average of 138 yards. That game against Saskatchewan, when everyone in the park knew that the Argos wanted to ice the game by running it to Corey Boyd, 8 straight plays they ran the football. They couldn't stop him, and the Argos wrapped that game up. So you know how valuable he is to this football team, and he'll have to at least sit out 3 plays now.
Argos have dressed another import running back for right now. And they'll get 2nd and long with Dwayne Wright, and Stevie Baggs gets to Cleo Lemon in a hurry. 3rd sack for Baggs since returning to the CFL.
Greg Marshall, the defensive coordinator for the Ticats, loves to run a lot of stunts, and he's going to run that same stunt with Stevie Baggs here. He's going to come inside that area and allow a little bit of a twist on the defensive line, something that the Argos just do not pick up at all, and Stevie Baggs gets home.
You're in. You just came under?
Came under.
Thanks, 2-8.
So Prefontaine to kick. Line drive boot, and Marcus Thigpen's got it. Trying to get inside. Makes the first man miss and then takes himself down at about the 37-yard line. A 49-yard kick by Prefontaine.
Kevin Glenn this season on pace for a career best, and at a pace that could pass and will pass if he continues with it some Hamilton records set by Danny McManus.
Should pass
in touchdowns.
The record for touchdowns and completions. He's 6 yards under McManus's pace for yardage in a season. Hand off to Cobb. That's not going anywhere. And that ball popped loose. Play whistle dead as Glenn got back on it.
I think the Kevin Huntley wall just decided that it was going to build right in front of that play and didn't allow any inch, not even an inch, either way. And Kevin Huntley, we mentioned earlier, 4th in the league in sacks. And he's gonna step in and just eliminate not one gap, but it looks to me like about 3 gaps. He takes the B, which is between tackle and guard. He takes the A between guard and center and says, that's it.
Make a pretty good argument for either team having the better front four. They'll settle it on the field here tonight. Underneath it goes. Cut down by Willie Middlebrooks at the 40 after a gain of 3. And the defenses are making a statement here.
Yeah, that's right. And you're right, Chris. I think you look at these 2 defensive lines, boy, it's pretty tough to pick which one is playing the best at this point in the season. And talk about Kevin Huntley and Ron Flemings, a couple of stars for the Toronto Argonauts, but the Hamilton Tiger Cats have their stars in that D-line as well.
Big kick by Wilbur. And Owens is back in the game. And he's brought down before he reaches the 15-yard line. That's a 59-yard boot by Eric Wilbur. As we check in with Sarah Orlesky.
Chris, we have no official update yet on Corey Boyd from the Toronto Argonauts, but they have taken off his left shoe and are working on his ankle right now. As soon as he came off the field, he immediately took pressure off of his left foot and struggled to get to the bench.
Doing the retape down there right now. They're putting on probably a lot stronger tape job on that ankle. See if he can go.
So Dwayne Wright out of Fresno State, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in college for him, will step in. Cleo Levin going to the air, and that one almost intercepted. Intended for Jermaine Copeland in his first game as an Argo against the Ticats this season.
There's Dwayne Wright, get a chance to play, probably a little unexpected with the workhorse that Corey Boyd has been throughout the season. But you mentioned those concussion issues, and this is something the Argos have to look at. They have to make sure they have enough depth behind Corey Boyd. As good as he is, he's been dinged up a couple times.
2nd and 10. Short drop and Lemon. The screen, nobody was there. Well, Dwayne Wright was the intended target, but they are unable to make that play work. And Wright maybe showing a little of his lack of familiarity in the offense.
Yeah, this is a chemistry issue between a brand new player to the lineup and Cleo Lemon. They just wanted Dwayne Wright to come out farther. Now it looked like Garrett McIntyre maybe put his hands on him a little bit, slowed him up to get to that side.
Lemon 2 for 5 in this first quarter for 25 yards. And Thigpen awaits around midfield. Prefontaine unloads another beauty. The punter's putting on a clinic here. Thigpen gets through, and now Prefontaine's got to make a tackle. Thigpen still going. Marcus Thigpen finally dropped at the Argos 17. Well, the guy who took the league by storm early has a 53-yard return.
Lanes for the Toronto Argonauts. If a player is following another player, it opens up a lane for Marcus Thigpen, and he takes that lane. You could see it developing right as that ball was kicked. Blue jerseys following each other. He shoots the gap right here. Good block on Kevin Ivan. Right at the point of attack, and now it's no Prefontaine. He's trying to make a tackle, can't. Great field position for Hamilton.
55-yard punt, but Thigpen brings it back 53. Big to Cobb. Here's a completion. Maurice Mann looking for the corner. And Ivan brings him down inside the 3. 16 for Maurice Mann on the final play of the first quarter. We're tied, but the Cats back for the Toronto Argonauts.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Jeff Johnson replace him. He's the veteran in the lineup. Seeing Dwayne Wright come in there and struggle a little bit. But yeah, eyes on whether or not Corey Boyd can return.
Argo defense already with a stop inside their 5 in the first quarter, and now the Ticats will try and punch this one in. Kevin Glenn stays in. Short yardage team. First and goal at the Argo 2. And it is Cobb. And DeAndre Cobb plunging into the end zone. 9th touchdown of the year as the Tiger Cats claim the lead.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's 3 games in a row that DeAndre Cobb has found the end zone. You mentioned the time of possession advantage and also the field position advantage Hamilton has had in this first quarter and now into the second. That return by Marcus Thigpen turns into 6 points for Hamilton.
Hey, you calling my ass, huh? Oh, yeah.
Point after from DeAngelis. And in the opening minute of the second quarter, Ticats lead by 7.
What up, Chief?
Home plays at NissanArmchairHero.com.
This is the big play by Marcus Thigpen on the return. I'm going to show you these lanes one more time as we go down the field here. Chad Rempel and Grant Shaw both now have to close the lane. There's Shaw there, and there is Rempel. Now, someone of the two have missed one of the lanes on the field. Because of that, Marcus Thigpen takes advantage of it.
Fontaine just slowing him up.
Got 2 points, baby.
Caps it. And the Tiger Cats have the lead. Here's Chad Owens. And Stevie Baggs grounds the flying Hawaiian. And for the second time already, Chad Owens slow to get up.
One of the things that is unique to Canadian football is that the defensive line linebackers are often a little bit undersized, a little bit smaller than you'll see in the National Football League, which means they're very athletic and a chance to get down the field and cover some of these kicks. Stevie Baggs is the starting rush end for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and he's covering the kickoff in a big way.
He was in a rush. And so the Ticat special teams have come to play. Cleo Lemon trying to kickstart this Argo offense, and again Dwayne Wright in place of Corey Boyd up to the 31 as a couple, and head-to-head the Hamilton special teams doesn't have to take a back seat to the Argos.
Well, Markeith Knowlton, big play in the game earlier in the season against these Argos with the block kick. He actually has 2 on the season. Yeah, Hamilton Tiger Cats have made their share of big plays on the teams.
Three kick blocks in total for the Ticats on the season. Second and long, here comes the rush. Lemon has James Robinson. Good reach back by Robinson to make the catch and get an Argo first down.
Matt Dunnigan talked about it before the game kicked off on the panel when he discussed how the ball has to be distributed to more than just Jermaine Copeland, more than just Corey Boyd, who is now on the sideline due to injury. So now Cleo Lemon has no choice. He's got to start to use his weapons, and that includes James Robinson, who had just 2 catches for 7 yards last week.
And a little continuity for the Argos, suiting up the same 4 starting receivers for the 4th straight week. Lemon scrambling, and he'll take off. Cleo Lemon has a first down. He'll step out at the Ticat 49.
He's starting to come around. When I talked about that with Cleo Lemon in his first one where he fumbled, it took him about 1.5 seconds to make the decision to run. When he makes these fakes and steps up in there, he's got lots of room to run. Now he's looking to throw first. That costs him 1 second or 2, but he does pick up the first down. I think he's got to do that more.
And even better news for the Argos than the first down. Corey Boyd checks back in. And they give it to Boyd, and it's his best run of the game. Close to 9 for Boyd to the 41-yard line. Bo Smith from the corner had to help out on the tackle.
Well, he is not only a talented running back, a hard-nosed running back, but you can tell how tough he is. He's still limping as he makes that second cut. And yet, you're right, his best run of the game is he goes in there, and it's only one speed for Corey Boyd. Pedal to the metal.
Second and 2. Back to Boyd, and he's got a first down. And has dropped at the 35, on pace to set an Argo rushing record this year. He was on pace coming into the game for 1,572 yards. Michael Jenkins has the record at 1,484 for Toronto.
And would have had a pace of over 1,700 had he not missed 2 games. So that's the type of season he has had, of course, out of South Carolina.
So the Argos moving the football. Jeff Johnson's in. They fake to Boyd, and Lemon takes off again. And that little extra fake cost him his balance, and Jamal Johnson the tackle.
Only a couple players in South Carolina history have had the kind of production that Corey Boyd did when he was there. There's what he's done for the Argos, and the only 1,000-yard running backs in Argonaut history. Corey Boyd, as you mentioned, on pace to be the all-time leader. Led his team in South Carolina in 06 and 07.
And if he has as good a night as his Gamecocks had last week against Alabama, it'll be a good one for the Argos. Draw play, Boyd. And Stevie Banks won't let him on, and Boyd dropped the football. And Otis Floyd comes up with it. Another Toronto turnover. Although we'll wait and find out if they rule Boyd down. Boyd says throw the challenge flag. But on the field, the officials say it's Hamilton football.
He's only lost one